I have these characters from grade 8 that all belong to the same world. I mentioned this in my 4th video, I think. And if you saw that video, which is highly unlikely, you would know that I actually have 2 of these worlds. Both are very different. But I haven't went to this world for a long time. And the reason for that is because I kind of don't need it anymore. And they're not OCs like most people. They're not the same. Most people just have them because they like to draw them, or because they have a story and they belong to that story, which most of my OCs belong to. They're mostly all just from stories that I plan on making into comics. But this one is different. Instead of having a character because I like to draw them, part of the reason I started drawing is because I wanted to draw my characters. And what's funny about that is I realized now that I can actually draw pretty decently, I haven't actually ever drawn these characters yet, which is, I don't know, that's kind of ironic. But anyway, I'm drawing some of the main ones today. I wanted to draw all of them, which are just my main group. There is 7 of them. One of them I actually drew in that other video I was talking about, my 4th video. That video is not very good, but if you want to hear more about these worlds, you can watch that one. But in this one, I'm just talking about the one. I ended up drawing 5. Some of them are sort of not. I like 3 of them. Well, you'll see. I'll talk about the art more towards the end after, yeah. But for now, I'm just gonna play the speed paints in the background while I talk. Some of them I don't like. Okay, anyway. This world it's a lot about the characters and also a lot about the world itself. The world itself has so much world building and is very complicated and has so many like little, not ecosystems, but I first have to mention that if some of these characters, specifically Sino and Car, if they look familiar, that's because they probably are. Sino is from Genshin Impact, sort of. I don't know if you know this, but he's based off of Sino, but like specifically the comic version, because I liked Sino before he was actually in the game, and I don't know if I want to explain why they are here, but pretty much this whole world came from me just imagining the cringiest things ever in like grade 8, which was 3 years ago, guys. This is like 2021, 2022, okay? And then eventually it started to just sort of get a story, and then I started meeting new characters in my head that weren't originally from another game. And these 2 guys, they're not the same as they are in their games. Sino is from Genshin Impact. I know his name is Sino, but at the time I pronounced it Sino, and I just decided to keep it and change how I spelled his name. Car is Cheval from Monster Hunter Stories 2. He's also in the first game, but this one is the one from the second game. They're barely the same as they are in their games because they just kind of became their own character as it went on. That's why at the beginning I said that they're from grade 8 and not that I made them in grade 8, because I didn't exactly make those 2. The other ones I did, except I mentioned that there was 7 characters. One of those is, his name is Kuni. Can you guess what game he's from? He's from Genshin Impact. I'm sure you can guess who it is if you've played that game. Yeah, so 3 out of 7 characters in the main group are not completely original characters, but I almost forgot I was supposed to mention the order that they came in the group. Sorry, this video is completely all over the place, and perhaps I should have made some sort of rough script for this so that I'm not talking about things here and there and it doesn't really, sorry about that. Okay. The first character that showed up was, it was either Sino or Car, but it was still Cheval and Sino at that time. And I don't know which one ended up being there first, but eventually they somehow ended up being in the same world. And I don't know how that happened exactly, but it did. And then after that, Hanoka, the character that I am drawing right now, ended up being in the group because her friend blew up her town or her city. I'm talking very choppy right now, but it's because I have to think of it. And he is part of a group He's part of a group that is the bad guys. There is barely any bad in this world except for them pretty much. And right now I am like slowly getting like all of them to like leave sort of. And in fact, 2 of the characters in this group were actually from that group and left and came into our group, and then they left again, which is Kuni and Vio, the 2 characters that I didn't draw in this video, but this is what they look like. Kar and Hanoka are together. Yeah, they are, and Kuni and Vio are together. But they're not in this group yet. Then before Kuni and Vio, it was Luna, and I saw her in a dream. I'm drawing her right now, and I am tracing over a 3D model I made of her because she's so hard to get to look right because her hair is just so weird, and I would have never come up with that myself while conscious because I would have never thought to give a little girl like black person short hair. That would just never have come to me, but it did, and it kind of, I don't know, like it looks weird, but also I kind of like it. It's unique. Yeah, I saw her in a dream and I decided, oh, I'm gonna just throw her in this world. And if you're wondering, like, she looks kind of modern, like her clothing looks modern for this world. Yes, yes, but because it makes sense, because in this world, the way it works is like, so I am a character in this world, except that she is me, and she is me, and it's not me going in, I don't know how to explain it, like, it's not me becoming a different character. She is supposed to be me, and she has all the memories that I do because she is me, you know, so I can like tell them stuff about, oh, like, yeah, in my world, this is a thing. So, and they use, you know, like if I use like a word that they wouldn't know what it means because it's not like a thing in theirs, or like, what is that? Then I can like explain to them, oh yeah, like in my world, this is this, and that means this. And they're like, oh, okay, you know? So it does actually make sense for her to have like more modern looking clothes like what we have today. Her clothes are a part of her, sort of. They're not attached to her, but she's like not born with them. People aren't born the same way in this world. But either way, she's not 100% human, and it's not because of the ears, okay? Hanoka also has ears. Vio, she also has dragon features, which it's not 100% apparent, but she has dragon features, but they have those for a different reason. Because, you know what, I'm gonna explain it very briefly. I'm gonna try and not go into too much detail, but pretty much people, when they're buried, the roots like eats them, you know, because they're in the ground, and then their genes go in the roots, and then plants, then people are kind of like, oh, this is gonna sound so weird, but they're like sort of grown out of the ground, except less creepy than that. Less creepy. And they live in the underground part of it, and they live on basically gigantic dead monsters, sort of. Like Hanoka lives on a dead kitsune, and Vio lives on a dead dragon, and so the DNA gets mixed into the plants and stuff, so they end up having those animal features. That's a very brief explanation, but that's why they have them. But Luna is different because she is actually a Corling, which is another thing. And if you played Xenoblade 2 or Monster Hunter Stories, it's sort of similar to that. So there's Corlings and also Corbons. So Corbons is you have an animal or something and you can make it your pet, sort of, with stones, and you can like call them and then they just show up fast. Yeah, that's a horrible explanation, but it's like Monster Hunter Stories a bit. And then Corlings are different. They're more like blades from Xenoblade 2. There's special types of like rocks, and they're like alive, and then if you like activate it, then it's like your blade from Xenoblade 2 if you played that. They can be humanoid, or they can be animal-like, or even look like objects too. And yeah, so they can be pretty much anything, which makes it fun to like design things a bit, you know? So that is Luna. She is mine. She is my Corling, and I also have a core bonded animal, which is Ratha. I really used to like Monster Hunter Stories, in case you didn't notice. So I have that, and Kar also has his little Rathi, indeed. And Hanoka has a kitsune, and it can like change its age, like as it ages, it can't age up more than its actual age, but it can age down. So a lot of times it likes to stay in its baby form, mostly just because she can just carry it around and stuff, and I don't have to like imagine 3 million creatures all around us all at once, you know? So that's easier. And also, Kuni has a Corling, and this is it. And then after Luna showed up, then it was Kuni, and then it was Vio. Hanoka was kind of like scared of Kuni because he was part of the people that like blew up her town or whatever, but then he kind of like wanted to leave because he's like, guys, this just isn't for me. This isn't right. So then like I went and like I brought him like out of it, and then he was part of our group. Then after that, a while after, Vio, a thing happened, and then she ended up being part of our group as well. And then Kuni and Vio ended up being together, and then they left. And so I ended up I just don't really go there anymore because I don't need them anymore. They served a purpose. I went to this world a lot in like grade 8 and grade 9, and maybe a bit at the beginning of grade 10, but not much because I just don't need them anymore. They served a purpose, and I think I know why I had them, but I don't really need them anymore. And at some point, the world that I have right now, I'm also gonna end up ditching because I know what purpose this one serves, the one that I'm in a lot now, and I know I'm gonna end up never going back there again at some point, which is kind of sad because they're cool worlds, but oh well. You know, I thought about making little comic thingies in the future, but it wouldn't be like a straight comic. It would be a bit more episodic, but not in the way that like if somebody gets their arm chopped off, next time it resets and they have their arm again. No, there's still some sort of continuity. Yeah, I think you know what I mean, but I'm thinking about doing that at some point. Right now I'm making a different one. I have an order of ones that I want to make. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about the actual images now, the actual drawings. It's the day after I recorded, and I don't even remember what I was talking about yesterday, but anyway, I don't really need to. So the first one I made is Hanoka, I think? No. The first one I made is actually me, but I'm gonna think of this one as more just a warm-up type thing, but it's still fine. It's still fine. Yeah, I like it. It's cute. It doesn't really look like how she looks exactly. It's good enough and it's cute enough, and yeah, I don't really have much more to say about it other than this one was very fast, and yes, wasn't even sure if I was gonna show it. And then Hanoka, I love this one so much, and it's my favorite. It looks like her and it's so pretty. She looks a little bit older than the original picture that I have of her. You guys, if you have these type of worlds where you just go to kind of like before you go to sleep, or like you talk to the characters kind of when you're bored, I don't really do that anymore. Like I said before, I don't really need them anymore. But do they like sort of age without you even realizing it, and then you like think of something that you did in that world like a long time ago, and you notice they look younger? And if I'm talking about this world like I think it's real, it's not. I know it's like it's fiction, but I just talk about it like it, yes, because I don't know how else to like explain it. Yeah, anyway, it was hard for me to draw the other pictures because I knew how much I liked this one and how good I think it looks. For me personally, at least, I love it. You know, it's a little bit hard to tell, like the clarity in this picture isn't great because everything is mostly the same color and a similar value too, so it's a bit hard to tell what's going on. I did fix it a little bit, so it's a bit better than it was before. Her face is clear, but yeah, the rest of it's a little bit blurry. I love it a lot, and this was making it hard for me to draw the other ones because I felt like, how am I supposed to draw something like this again? It's too hard. Yeah. What's the next? All right, Luna. Yeah, this one, obviously, it's pretty, like, good because I traced it. In my opinion, at least, I like it. But I didn't have the same sense of accomplishment because I did trace it. But I still colored and did the lighting and all of that anyway. I think I made her hair look the way it's supposed to, and it looks like her, and it's pretty good. Yeah, I like this one. Oh, not this one. Oh, no. Oh, I kind of just gave up on it because I can't do it. I hate this one so much. It doesn't look like how it's supposed to. Ew, I don't even want to look at it anymore. I hate it. Like, so while, I mean, skill-wise, I don't think it's too bad, but just like, me-wise, like how much I like it, I just don't. I hate it. Oh my goodness. And Again, this was still with having the picture of the Hanoka one in my mind, thinking, oh my goodness, how am I ever gonna like beat that? I like that one too much. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the next one. I hate this one so much. You don't even know. Okay, and then this one is Sino. Yeah, I like it. I made him a little bit darker than I had like in my head. I noticed that I don't use dark skin enough. Like it looks so good with light colors or really saturated colors, and I really should use it more because it looks cool with light and saturated colors. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make him darker a bit, and I like it. And I did that because also like I said, I like dark skin with light or saturated colors. So he has white hair, or like grayish whitish hair, so it looks cool with that. Yeah, so that's what I did. I like this one actually, and I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of used my usual brush for this one because after that last picture, oh, I just gave up on this art style. I was gonna kind of just draw all of them in that way, but I could not do it. I gave up and decided, you know what, I am not doing this anymore. So I went back to my usual brush, and I like this picture. Before I finished the video, I just remembered I got 2 fan art. Can you say fan arts? No, that doesn't sound right. But anyway, I got 2 people that drew my characters from the last video. Oh, thank you guys so much. This is the first one. It's from this person, and I love it so much. You got her vibe correct. I love it. And then here's the second one from this person, and it's this girl, and I love it so much, and she looks so cute, and I got this one yesterday. I love both of them. Thank you so much. Guys, I love getting fan art. Okay, that's all. Goodbye.